Janessa, how do you determine what hashtags generate more engagement? Janessa, great question, and there's no answer unless you only use one hashtag at a time. Because it's as if you pick up a bucket of sand and say, which grain of sand is gonna be the best grain of sand? We don't quite know. But oftentimes, I have noticed, now I don't use hashtags in all of my posts because the thing I started realizing is when I used a lot of hashtags, I started getting a lot of bots and I started getting a lot of trash. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna use hashtags judiciously. Like, I want people telling their friends and family about what it is that I do because those followers are actually legit followers and they stay with me a while. But there's other times, like I'm using the Creative Live hashtag whenever I talk about Creative Live because it's super pertinent, even though it has hundreds of thousands of entries. So, having said that, I've noticed that when the hashtags are so specific to the thing I'm talking about, so I have a set of hashtags for the books that I read, my own hashtag, JStar Reads, and then I have a set of hashtags that I copy and paste and I put in there. And then I hashtag each title of the book. So when the hashtags become so specific to what I'm talking about, they become more effective for me. So is there a way to determine one by one which they are? There's so many mitigating factors. My big suggestion is just make segments of hashtags so that you know when you show up, it's very pertinent and relative to the social conversation. There was a mic, Sharmi.
Okay. So I think I'm still confused between location searches and geographic searches. So as a visual artist, I use hashtag Seattle artist or hashtag PNW creative, so Seattle creative.
Perfect.
So is that a geographic one or
Geographic.
a location
And
one?
location would be wherever you're teaching at a particular location or a local art institute, because there are times that you can use hashtags even if you're not teaching at the Seattle Art Institute. You could still use the hashtag because it's going to be synergistic for somebody who might be looking at the Seattle Art Institute and then come across and be like, well, maybe I don't need to enroll in class, maybe I just need to do a summer program.
Okay.
So, geographic, city, state, location, an actual edifice or location that somebody might be searching for. Thank you for the clarification. I appreciate that. We'll get the mic. There's two mics, if we can make sure that there's two in hands each time. I live in a small town where hashtags for my town are not utilized very well. It's more common for people to use hashtags for larger cities close by. I want to market to my town, but what type of geotags can I use that will draw attention to my town? If you live in a small town and a lot of people aren't using hashtags in the town, totally normal. But you might be surprised if people are finding hashtags to specific locations within the town. So a really cool restaurant, a really cool coffee shop. You want to find things that you think your dream customer is doing in your town, maybe not like looking at small town USA hashtag, but the locations within the town that are popular hangouts and haunts where you think your person is dwelling and living. We'll go to an in-class question. Katie.
All right, before I jump into this one, I'm hearing you that we need to focus on what our ideal client is looking for.
Yes.
But I also want to kind of incorporate like brand recognition strategy for ourselves. So at what point do we start creating and building our own empire, which to me is clones of my ideal client Beck?
Is clones of what?
Of my ideal client.
Okay,
Thinking that I'm putting out there, and I still want to create brand recognition for me and my business.
got it.
What is the sweet spot to create my own? Like my tagline is frame the way you're seen. It's in all my collateral and everything like that. At what point do I start creating that hashtag and putting that in my posts?
Oh, you can do that immediately. But here's the thing about hashtags, we don't own them. And so when I was shooting weddings, I had hashtag JStarBride. And then I got so, I'm gonna just real talk, I got so annoyed when other photographers started using that hashtag so that when my brides were looking for stuff, like they would come up in those searches. It's shady. And here's the thing, there was a conversation in Social Curator just last week where this girl, as a curator, used a hashtag and another business owner said, oh, I copyrighted that phrase, remove the hashtag. I just can't, I was shooketh. I was like, because half of me, like, okay, so there's half of me that's holy and half of me that's hood. Okay, so the hood part of me was just like, you don't own jack squat on the internet, sorry. And what are you gonna do, police every hashtag and only you can use it? Girl, welcome to the 21st century. I can't, I just even can't. And then the holy side of me was, is it even worth it? Is it even worth it? Go on, boo-boo, play the small game. We cool. I'll remove it. I see you. but I'm blazing right past you.
Right.
So, should you use it? I think it's really great because when people DM you and say, I would love to see this type. And so you would have, I had like bride, wedding, I would have derivatives because hashtags are search engines. And so if you, so for instance, Tanisha has baskets, sculpture artifact for luxury clients. And somebody might want to find, I want to see small ones, I want to see large ones, I want to see custom stuff. She can hashtag and then she could send that hashtag to that particular person who's looking for it that would then streamline that person's search.
Love it. That's what I was looking for.
Cool.
Like, where do I make
And then
that
we just have to
connection?
let go and understand that other people, the more successful we become, the more people that will use that hashtag. And then you just bless and release. Okay, Joy, we'll pass the mic on over. Is it right that Instagram will penalize you for using the same hashtags in the same order all the time if you copy and paste? Do you have to mix it up the order of the hashtags? I can't say if they do or they don't. I would hypothesize that Instagram doesn't reward people who are lazy, like life principles, right? And so that's why I don't copy and paste all of the same hashtags all of the time, which goes back to our 9 to 12 categories. I do not post, and one of my categories is coffee, and I don't post coffee photos 9 times in a row. So even though I'm copying and pasting my set of coffee hashtags, they're coming up one at every 12 posts. That's why I say you gotta do the work in the beginning, and then it becomes copy and paste after that. Build the system, and then we scale from there. Does that make sense? Cool, we'll get to the, yes.
I have a question about the geo and location also as like a solely online business.
Yes.
So I have the social curator issue, the hashtag issue.
Number 4.
Number 4. And this was my same question after I finished the issue
Thank
also.
you for asking.
So I want to find moms, and so I use like working at home mom, working mom life, the juggle's real, like things
Yes.
like that. But so I don't know what to put in the geographical ones, and kind of like Highway 3, like they have moms all over, but I don't know if like my mom's like traveling, or how does like a party or celebration guide affect someone who's going to that location or lives in that city?
I love this question because I love giving frameworks and not rules.
Yeah.
If you're just like Jasmine, I don't want to allocate 4 or 5 geographic hashtags to people where I don't even necessarily know where they are, and I would prefer to allocate hashtags for searchable terms or industry terms. Awesome.
Okay.
You do you. But I will say that if we're smart and you're watching where your Microsoft working high influential mother is going
Okay.
to hashtag perhaps a female empowerment conference.
Okay.
This is Stumble Upon.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know that it's here in the Seattle area, and Microsoft is bringing all of their bigwigs in for a 500-person event. And you insert that copy and that post to speak the first couple lines. Are you a busy mom working away on vacation?
Yeah.
Or not on
Okay.
vacation. Are you a busy mom working
Yeah.
at this conference?
Uh-huh.
Hashtag the conference.
Okay.
How about come home and have a mommy and me project and it done for you? It will be delivered by the time you get home. You can order it on the flight with the United Airfare Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Love. Okay. I never would have thought of that.
Thank you for asking that
Thank
question.
you.
I love these questions. It helps me clarify what you are thinking and feeling at home. Who has the second mic? Yeah, oh, finally. Guess who decides to make an appearance? Our Aussie. Okay.
Hello. So I'm a bit of a data nerd as well.
Yes, I love that. Let's keep the mic here because the producers are going to, yes, perfect.
So on Instagram, I like to go into the insights and see how
Yes.
well my hashtags are working. So you've got a personal account.
Yes.
How do you go about looking at your analytics? You do, you don't
Love
care.
I love it. Okay, so yes, I still have a personal account.
Yep.
I run ads through Facebook to
Yep.
Instagram, and you get the same analytics. And so, yes. And
What if you're
so-
not running the ads? You just
Start
want to
running
see
a
with
$5 ad. You can run a $5 ad over 5 days.
yeah.
And that to me is well worth the investment of understanding your analytics.
And that will show you how well your hashtags are doing.
It gives you
on
all
your
of the same
app.
analytics.
Okay.
So some people don't necessarily care about the performance of a hashtag. Some people care about who and how effective it is hitting in certain demographics.
Yeah.
So I will run small segment ads just to understand that when I'm ready to actually invest a lot more in ads, which ones perform better. And crazy enough, when I started honing in my ads to females within a certain demographic making a certain amount of money, and then added a qualification that they were college educated, the ads for them to be seen were more expensive, but they converted at a higher rate.
Okay.
And I was able to get this information by spending very little money so that when we went into a promotional period, I knew my cost per lead was going to be higher, but we converted at a higher rate. I always suggest testing new things here and there at very low prices. And y'all, this is the only time in human history that it will ever be this cheap. Period, the end. There's going to come a time where we will not be able to spend $5 to figure out who we're speaking to. So even if you're like, oh, Jasmine, I'm not running ads anytime soon, you got 25 bucks. To understand more of who you're speaking to and how it's converting, it would absolutely pay off in dividends. And if you're running those ads 5 days in a row at $5 a day and you get those analytics, you have a very good idea. Unless something cataclysmic happens with a particular hashtag, that performance hashtag will likely be yielding the same for the next 3 months. So it's okay. So why don't you run $5 ads for 5 days in a row every 3 months to get the expanded analytics that you would like.
Okay.
But again, this is just me. This is just me. I do not propose this. If you want a business account to get those analytics, please, please, please go ahead. I'm just saying that I have found a little workaround and it's working for me right now. Next week it might not, so.
Okay. Oh, one more thing.
Yes.
Hashtags in the comment or the caption?
The good news is that it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
They are still just effective. There was like rumors that if you put it in a comment, they weren't as effective. So I denote hashtags in 2 ways. When I want people to go to a hashtag, I put it in my caption. When I want my account to be discovered in a hashtag, I put it in a comment. I just don't like, from aesthetically, I'm a creative, I don't like 30 hashtags in my caption. I feel like it's like, because I already write a lot anyway. I don't want another 2 paragraphs worth of hashtags. So, for instance, I go to a conference and I want to meet people at the conference. I am a baker and I'm at the county fair. I am speaking at an event and I want to meet people there. Like, hey guys, this is where we're going to be at the hashtag Girl Boss Rally. I'd love to see you there. So now I want people going to that hashtag to figure out when is she speaking, what time, and what room. If I was not speaking at the Girl Boss Rally and I didn't want to put any attention towards that, but I wanted to be discovered in the Girl Boss Rally hashtag, I would put it in the comments.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to pass that mic on up.
So I have a hashtag that is just primarily for Intelligy, so it's Intelligy Tutoring. And I continue to post that constantly in every single post. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know if it's like too much repetitiveness. Okay.
no, but if you're using it in every post, what you're essentially doing is you're not segmenting your account. Mm-hmm. So if somebody clicks on the Intelligy, they're actually just going to your Instagram account, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So,
and then I have other hashtags too.
Absolutely.
Like school districts one.
Perfect.
Okay.
It doesn't make or break you, but it doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
Because what happens is hashtags work best for segmentation. If you're adding Intelligy tutoring to every single one, if somebody were to click on it, they just go to your Instagram feed, which is the same thing as them going to your Instagram feed. Doesn't make or break. You do you. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Did that make sense or did I fly too fast?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the other question was, since I'm not a mom and I wanna find the moms out there, I don't know if like putting a hashtag like moms of Instagram or momstagram or like if that's like kind of being like, I don't know, I don't want to be a liar, because I'm not a mom, so I don't.
Well, you didn't say I'm a mom of Instagram.
No.
So you said moms of Instagram.
Yeah, so I don't.
No. And you want to know what? I actually don't give a rip what anybody thinks about the hashtags I use.
Okay.
When you walk in integrity and somebody calls you out, I never said I was a mom.
Okay.
I'm serving moms.
Yes.
And if people have an opinion about that, bye. Like,
Okay.
it's like
Okay.
don't even worry about it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Crystalline. Oh, Crystalline. I know who this is. Crystalline, New Orleans, jewelry designer. Yes. Would you recommend using a hashtag in a Facebook ad? No, I wouldn't, because hashtags weren't made on Facebook. It was a retroactive decision. And oftentimes hashtags are micro search engines, but Facebook wasn't built for searchability necessarily the way that Twitter and the way that Instagram was. And so what happens is that when you use a hashtag, it a little bit works. You can get a few random posts. But when you're running an ad, you only want them clicking on one thing. And what is that? Talk back to me, church. Call to action. I don't want to pay to have my post put in front of somebody and then go in a rabbit hole of hashtags going somewhere else. No. What do I want them to do? Click right here. Who has the next mic? Estelle.
Quick question for you. So I have a brick and mortar. I have a
Yes.
photography studio, but I don't always shoot there. Say I shoot a senior in the streets of Tacoma.
Yes.
As far as adding the location, should I always put my photography studio, or would you put?
No.
No.
Oh, no. If you're
Okay.
shooting on the streets of Tacoma of a senior, I would geotag local high schools.
Okay. Okay.
I would hashtag local football, basketball, baseball stadiums or fields.
Okay.
Where are these people hanging out?
Sure.
You geotag there, and you open their eyes to where they could possibly be shooting. So in Newport Beach, Google has a building, and whenever I do like a promotional post for like an online class, I'll geotag and hashtag the Google building in my neighborhood because I want somebody at Google finding my stuff. Okay. How does that work?
Makes sense. I'm
Okay.
doing it all wrong.
No, you're not doing it wrong. Nobody's doing it wrong. You're just getting better.
Second question: how about posting time of day, like Facebook or Instagram? Is there better times of day to post?
It depends on your dream customer.
Okay.
Who is buying and when are they online?
They're a Microsoft
now,
working
I watch, so this is on Insights and this is also on your Facebook page. I watch to see when the most amount of people are online. And it's crazy because I don't know if I developed the pattern or if this just is the pattern. I have a very distinct bell curve. So starting from 9 a.m. Pacific Standard to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard, I have this nice curve.
Sure.
So then yesterday I posted a post here in Seattle after this class around 5:15, and I saw that it just was kind of floating. It was just doing okay, and I realized I'm at the end of the bell curve. This is what happens.
Yeah.
Now there are some people who cater to moms, and these moms we've discovered are checking Instagram as they're making breakfast, and then all day, then all of a sudden there's like a lunch break, or the kids come back to school, they put them back in bed, and so they see peaks at the beginning and at the end of the day. All this takes is a little bit of time, again and again and again. Watch when they're on, watch when they're on, and then try not to post when they are not.
Yep. Perfect.
Thank you, babe. So Kayla, let's pass the mic on over.
Also, aesthetically, when you're looking on Instagram posts, some people like do the hashtags right below their paragraph, and other people like dot space.
Yes.
Like, is that just like an aesthetic thing, or they think that somehow?
Okay, there was a time, no, back in my day when Instagram first started, do y'all remember when Instagram showed you the whole post? There was a time when that happened. And so people would say, when they showed you the whole post, to add the dots so that it visually broke up the body of the text and the hashtags. But now, they don't make any sense because you only see the first 2 lines of any given Instagram post.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't matter where they belong. It's a total personal preference. Now, what I will say is that I do add, when I leave my hashtags in a comment, I will put them in my notes app, or sometimes I just have like a draft of an email of multiple hashtags, and I just select all, and I put dot, 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 then the hashtags, so that when I copy it into a comment, what people see, because comments are truncated, they just see dot, dot, and they don't see all the other hashtags that I use.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I feel so dorky talking about this stuff, and people were like, oh, okay. And I was like, good. This is great. This is really, really, really good.